There we go. So, welcome. Thank you for being here. And let's just check the lighting as I move back. We're going to start standing up, feet together, and then spread across the toes. Really feel the weight of the feet. You can have socks on if it's a bit chilly where you are, but just allow the feet to be as spacious as possible and take some nice deep breaths. Just settle. So we turn the palms out, forwards, externally rotate. Legs are drawn together so that the inner thighs are kind of as close together as possible. Same with the inner edges of the feet. Chest open and relaxed. And then settle. This is Tadasana, mountain pose. So we can really start to bring in that quality of mountain, stability. Start to soften down through the tailbone. So this is a no kneeling, but there'll be plenty of work for the legs. So we can start that now by just drawing everything upwards. So as we root down, I'm just turning sideways on, we can lift up and feel where we are. So sometimes we may be a little forward over the feet, over the toes. Yeah, and feel that sort of adjustment as you bring the hips and pelvis back, lining up ankle, knee, hip, and shoulder. And this gives us a good sense of feeling balanced and upright. Chest can then open, collarbones can be wide. And we breathe into that space. And that sense of connection with the breath is a really lovely sort of tangible touchstone for the whole of our practice. We're going to take a nice deep breath in. And then breathe the hands to the heart center. Let the thumbs just rest against the chest. Deep breaths. And just settle. So we stay attentive to the feet. And there may be little movements, there's movement on the mountain, so there's movement within us. So we're allowed to, move. It's not that we have to be rigid, but if we can stay within the context of the posture. So this is our little portal. This is our opportunity to really drop into our experience of being completely present, completely absorbed. And that stillness, it may be moment to moment, will come, it may pass, but it will be there. Well done. We're going to lift the hands a little higher and just slowly start to bring the elbows to touch. Now, depending on tightness in the shoulders, let the arms sort of reach up. I'm going to turn sideways as well so that you get a good view of both sort of sides. We bring the arms, let them slide up. And again, we start to feel that connection between contact that we can breathe into, and then the openness across the shoulders. Nice deep breath. Draw the head a little bit further back so we lengthen through the back of the neck. Little tone in the belly. So we start to lengthen all the way up and through the trunk. Yeah, so the legs, we've paid a little bit of attention to drawing up through the front thighs, all the way up through the whole of the body. Feel that connection between the arms. And then slowly exhale, release the hands. Keep them active. Draw the arms out wide. Good job. And then lower the arms, palms face down. Well done. So this is a nice sort of balancing opportunity just to feel into the exact balance of the body. Palms facing down. Bring a little sense of aliveness to the palms. You can flick up the fingers like little peaks of wings, and then drop the hands, stretching through the wrists. It can get quite tired. Well done. Lifting all the way up, palms up, and then rest the palms facing down towards the earth. And we're going to gently turn the head to the right side. Look down those fingertips and start to warm up through the side of the neck. Deep breath in, head back to center, and then to the other side, exhaling as you go. Really watch that breath. If there's any holding of the breath, just pause and come back to it. It's often because we've got a little caught on a thought. Yeah, so that may have happened. That's okay. Deep breath in, head to the center. Good job. Release the arms. Well done. Step the feet a little distance apart. Turn the toes in slightly. We have a tendency to turn them out. So have them sort of parallel and then just a fraction in. Lift up the heels and then drop the heels. So often the midline of the feet is somewhere between the second and third toe. It just gives you a little indication that it's not always big toes facing forward. Just feel the difference for yourself. Lift the heels up onto the balls of the feet and then heels down. You can do this as many times as you need. It starts to wake up through the backs of the legs, the calf muscles. We'll do one more. Integrate with the breath as you breathe in and lower, exhale. Well done. Bend the knees, maybe a few clicks and pops. Let the arms hang nice and loose, shoulders loose, little bounce through the knees. So you can do this posture with feet together, but it's nice to just feel into the balance of the body with a little bit more of a wider base. Let the arms hang and swing depending on your level of energy. Okay, so some days it may be a little bit more vigorous and we can really sit down nice and low, sweep the arms all the way forward and back. So just going with that as many times as you need. You may want to pause, there may be moments where you think, oh, it's a lovely stretch. So stay with that. I'm a big fan of listening to your body exactly as it is and responding. That way we, manage to avoid those habits, those samskaras that we are so often a slave to, these habitual tendencies. Well done. Now, when you're ready, we're going to leave the arms all the way up and sit down a little lower. You can keep it soft, okay? Soften the shoulders so you're holding a lovely big balloon, keeping it light. Arms can be as wide as they need, and you can sit down a little or you can sit down a lot. Obviously, thighs are going to be working a little bit harder depending on whereabouts you are. It's going to be stronger to sit lower, stronger on the hips. Deep breath in. Come all the way up. Leave the arms up. Breathing deep. Look up between the hands. If there's any dizziness, keep the head forward, okay? Blink the eyes, take breaths. Otherwise, looking up to the space between the hands. Good job. Soften the shoulders. Exhale. Head comes forward, arms come all the way down. Take the hands behind you. Interlace the fingers. Just open gently across the collarbones. We just extend by lifting the hands just a little distance away from the buttocks and opening into the collarbones, into the front pectoralis muscles and the connective tissue around those shoulders. Good job. It's often where we discover a nice bit of tightness, bit of holding, and slowly release the hands. They naturally want to spring forward. We're going to walk the feet a little distance forward. So this time we're going to take the left foot back, okay? So place that left foot back, heel to heel alignment. Spread through the toes. Have the hips facing forward. And then we're going to breathe the arms forward and up. Now I realize you can't see above the screen here. So I'm just going to describe what I'm doing. I'm going to take a hold of that left wrist and I'm going to gently lift that arm to come up. Okay, so reaching over now to the left arm, take a hold of the wrist and just take that into a little lean. Sometimes call this a banana stretch. There is a Sanskrit name, well, there is always a Sanskrit name, but I can't recall it, so we'll go with banana. Good job. Nice deep breath. Bring a little tone into the belly. This integration, of really feeling into the obliques and the transverse abdominals. Really feeling into that. Of course, the spaciousness around the diaphragm. Don't be tempted to over turn, yeah, to feel too energetic and sort of really overstretch. Go in nice and gently. The body tends to, release over time with kindness, with softness. Come back to center. Release the wrists, the arms. Come all the way down and then step that left foot forward. Pause there. Let the arms hang nice and loose. Just catch a breath. And just notice, what's happening in the body. There may be some movement around the heart space. A settling, a sort of feeling of movement and then stillness. Well done. Let's take a deep breath in. And then step back, this time with the right foot, heel to heel. Spread through the feet nice and evenly as much as possible. You can bend the knees and then just extend up through the knees and start to get that sense of the hips and pelvis just facing forward, belly nice and soft. And then when you're ready, and you feel stable across both feet, we're going to breathe the arms all the way up, forwards and up. Good job. And then this time reaching over with the left hand to pick up that right wrist. And it's that initial little lift upwards that is the real key to that openness through the ribs, the lungs. So you can really feel spacious in the body. And then that little lean to the side. Of course, if you are really open in the body and you find that really easy and there's no strain and you can breathe and go as far as it's comfortable. And you can always back up. So there's always an option to come slightly back up and just feel your way. Certainly if there's tightness around the neck joint, this can also happen. Keep those legs nice and active, tone in the belly. Well done, deep breath in. Come all the way up. Release the hands wide. Good job. And then step the feet wide. So just turn the toes out slightly. Have a little shift side to side. So you can bend the knee. And again, depending on the depth of each sort of bend, you're going to feel that openness on the inner groin. Yeah, the inner groin, the adductors, inner thigh. And then settle in the center when you feel sufficiently oiled in the hip department. Now we're going to breathe those arms forward, make a little sort of soft hand gesture. Fingertips can touch. Breathe the arms all the way up, tone in the belly, and then wide. Scoop all the way forward. As though, again, we're picking up that lovely light ball of energy. Lift that up. Arms can come up just above the head. If it's really tricky to keep the fingertips together, let the arms come apart. Yeah, leave the arms with a little distance apart. Thighs are working quite strongly, but in a slightly different way. So integrate that breath. Good job. So again, the deeper we sit down into this posture, the stronger it will feel on the thighs. So you can maybe alternate that with using the grounding sort of sensation of using the feet, distributing the weight through the body. Last one, come all the way up, extend the legs, lift the arms up, and then release. Good job. We're going to stay in this position, just turning that front foot out, back foot just turns in a little bit deeper. Okay, so check the alignment is heel to arch, and then slowly bring a nice little bend into that front leg. Now, if you notice that your knee is sort of going over your ankle, take that foot a little bit further forward. We start to get into those hips, breathing deep, and then gently bring the arms into play. Okay, so they can extend. Keep drawing back with that back arm. So it's very tempting to sort of travel with that front arm. It's quite a nice feeling just to move with the pelvis, but keeping everything in alignment, then spread down through the toes. Really find your stability. Arms outstretched. This is Virabhadrasana 2, warrior pose. Look forward through the middle finger of that lead arm. Well done. Just finding that connection with the breath. Exhale, lift the lead arm, let the back arm just drop against the thigh, opening all the way up, and then bend the elbow. Just let that hand just dangle so we feel that lovely openness around the soft tissue around the armpit. Super soft. And then exhale, release. We're coming all the way forward. This time we are traveling everything above the waist forward, resting palm up. Top arm can rest here on the thigh. As you settle and you find that stability through the front leg, you can lift the top arm all the way up and over. Okay, now depending on tightness in that shoulder, it may feel easier on the shoulder joint to bring that top arm all the way forward, the kind of pendulum style. Sometimes refer to Kate Bush here or Elvis Presley. You can take your pick and just find that spaciousness. So all the while, I'm just really distracting you from perhaps how hard that front thigh is working. But we're coming into Parshvakonasana. Deep breath in, big stretch, and then release that arm again. You can come forward to come all the way up. Let the blood and nutrients just flood that leg. Turn the toes forward, hands on the hips. Good job. This is business pose. It's not official name. Turn the back toes in, lift the heel, and then we're going to turn that front leg. So we finish up with the heel to arch. And again, you may notice I'm lifting my feet a good few times, teasing out the tissue, the connective tissue, all the way up from the plantar fascia, the sole of the foot, deep into this hip joint. Yeah, everything draws upwards, same in the back leg. Start to bend through that front knee. Be willing to be surprised by each side of the body. We carry things in different ways in the body, the energy body, not just the physical body. So, there may be a little quirky thing that's going on, a little bit of tightness that wasn't on the other side. Lots of things you can do. Breathing is excellent. Big fan of the breath. And just teasing out that tissue on the inner thigh and letting that front knee just travel. And then when you feel stable, let the arms drift up. Good job. And again, you can start with a softness in the shoulders, staying attentive to the back of the body. It's easy to get, quite obsessed with the front. We look at the front all the time, but, we're three-dimensional. We've got all these other facets. So allow that sense of awareness to come into the backhand as though someone's almost sort of teasing the tissues backwards and then settle in the center. Look forward towards the middle finger. Pause there. Nice deep breath in. Exhale. Lower the back arm. Lift the top arm. Well done. Nice deep breaths. Open around the outer edges of the armpit. So we're going to bend that top arm now. Let the elbow be the sort of peak of the height of the posture. And the hand can just rest there. Deep breath in. Lift up, lengthen through the belly, and then extend. Yeah, extend those side ribs. Come all the way down to rest. Palm up. So this can feel quite strong. You can rest at any time. Yeah, you can rest in one of those stages or come all the way up. And when you're ready, good job. Start that little motion, that little, again, investigation, whether the arm is sort of happier on this side. And remember, it may be completely different to come all the way up from the top of the hip, up and over. Resting there on the same, investigating with that nice, almost like a pendulum. Let that swing, super soft, and then breathe all the way up and extend. Excellent. When you're ready, we're going to bring that top arm all the way back. Just pause there, lift up the back heel, and we're going to rotate round. So maybe a little bit wobbly, so really root down with the ball of that front foot. We take the hands down. On the inside of that foot, there may be a little bit more space, so palms come down, and then step or walk, you know, in little steps that foot all the way back into downward facing dog. Nice deep breaths as you replant the hands, really making full contact with the palms. Lift up the heels. Good job, nice deep breaths. Keep lifting and extending all the way up through the back of the body. Little tone in the belly. And then gently look forward to the hands. Walk the feet towards the center. Leave the feet a little wider. So transfer the weight into the feet. Have the toes turning out. And walk those hands. So we're coming into a nice high malasana. This is a beautiful pose where we can start to extend through the whole of the back. And again, working into the legs, just take some deep breaths. Spine is long, draw the belly and lift the chest. Again, you can extend the legs as much as is comfortable, or you can sit down a little deeper. And breathe. Well done. Walk the hands all the way in so they're underneath the chest. And then feet come back to parallel. We're landing into a Uttanasana. And we're going to take a hold of the biceps, just holding on there. Bend the knees if you need to. Let the head hang nice and loose. Keep drawing that belly all the way in. Head and shoulders release. Legs can have a nice gentle bend. Stay nice and soft around the backs of the knees, okay? So especially if they are tender. And again, you can sit down a little deeper, resting the ribs on the thighs. Excellent. Place the hands. We're coming all the way down. So here, I'm not super mindful. So if there are any knee problems, we're going to come straight back onto the buttocks, basically. So take your hands behind you and rest there. Let the soles of the feet rest. Hands behind you, fingers facing forward. Good job. Lift up through the chest. Just settle. Nice deep breaths all the way in. And then slowly we're going to bring the knees over to the right side. Bring the back hand over and just have a gentle little twist. Now you can let the top leg slide. Deep breath in. Use your hands to sort of distribute the weight and you'll feel that lovely little stretch, that twist through the belly. And then release slowly. Take your time. Come back through the center, knees bent. Pause, lift up and lengthen. Exhale, let the knees travel over to the other side. Same with the hands. And if you find it difficult, to place the hands down here, you can always use little blocks under the hands. And this will give you a little bit of lift. If you find that helpful, the same with the legs. If there's super tightness in the hips, you can use a little blanket under the knee. Ultimately, so you feel that little twist in the belly, through the spine, lifting all the way up. Well done. And slowly come all the way back to center. We're going to take the hands. Actually, what we'll do, if you've got your blanket, or if you have a blanket close to hand, you can place that at the back of your head. Have time for the last little posture and a short shavasana, which you are welcome to stay in. Now, folded blanket about an inch thick would be ideal. We're going to come down nice and easy. So to come down, initially just tuck the tailbone all the way under. Bring the elbows, forearms and wrists, look down towards the navel, just settle. Nice big breath in the belly, and then the last exhale. Travel all the way down. Take your time here, okay? Place the hands on the upper chest, fingers face into the heart space. Just let the legs peel up. And then bring the hands around the shins. Have a little roll through the lower back just to settle. And then rest there in the center. Release each leg. Hands can rest on the belly. Extend each leg when you're ready. We start with this midline, feet touching, and then let the feet flop away. Release the arms, palms up. Soften and release all tension through the body, eyes gently closing, jaw soft. And just rest here for a few moments in Shavasana, breathing deep. And really surrender the body, surrender all movements in the mind, and just rest. Taking an extra deep breath, gently bend up your knees. And let the soles of the feet rest. And when you're ready, gently roll over onto your side and just lie on your side comfortably. Stay soft, cozy, and bring some movement through fingers and toes. And allow some light and colour into the eyes. Press up from the side when you're ready to come up. Come to a comfortable position that may be seated on a cushion. Sukhasana with crossed legs, whatever works for your body, so that you can feel the exact balance of the body. So feel into those sitting bones, Let the legs settle, hands rest on the knees. Deep breath in. And then exhale. Nice deep breath to finish. Hands to the heart space. Exhale and namaste. Thank you so much for practicing, watching the video. And I look forward to seeing you soon.